St. John Chrysostom was the Archbishop of Constantinople from 397 to 407. He is renowned for his preaching and writing, a quantity of which among the early church fathers is exceeded only by St. Augustine. Because of the eloquence of his preaching, he was given the sobriquet Chrysostom, coming from the Greek word for golden mouth. The Divine Liturgy used by some Eastern churches is attributed to him. During the Lent of 387, Chrysostom preached a series of homilies addressing the mob that had destroyed statues of the emperor and his wife. 10 years later, Chrysostom was made Archbishop of Constantinople, where he combated abuses among the clergy and the imperial government. Because of his strong attacks on both clergy and imperial notables, Chrysostom was exiled several times. Chrysostom eventually died in exile in the year 407 AD.
Protect us, save us, have mercy on us, and preserve us, O God, by your grace. Lord, have mercy. For an angel of peace, a faithful guide, a guardian of our souls and bodies, let us beseech the Lord. Grant it, O Lord, that we may spend the rest of our life in peace and repentance. Let us beseech the Lord. Grant it, O Lord. For a Christian, painless, unashamed, peaceful end of our life, and for a good account before the fearsome judgment seat of Christ, let us beseech the Lord. Grant it, O Lord. Divine Liturgy of St. John Chrysostom.
If you were incorporeal, God would have given you these incorporeal gifts naked. But since the soul is intertwined with the body, he hands over to you intangible things, that which you must perceive by your mind. St. John Chrysostom died 407.
Not in vain was it decreed by the apostles that, in the awesome mysteries, remembrance should be made for the departed. They knew that here there was much gain for them, much benefit. For when the entire people stands with hands uplifted, a priestly assembly, and that awesome sacrificial victim is laid out, how when we are calling upon God should we not succeed in their defense? Homily on Philippians, St. John Chrysostom died A.D. 407.
For when you see the Lord sacrificed and laid upon the altar, and the priest standing and praying over the victim, and all the worshippers empurpled with that precious blood, can you still think that you are still among men, and standing upon earth? St. John Chrysostom died A.D. 407, on the priesthood, Book 3, Chapter 4.
This sacrifice, no matter who offers it, be it Peter or Paul, is always the same as that which Christ gave his disciples, and which priests now offer. The offering of today is in no way inferior to that which Christ offered, because it is not men who sanctify the offering of today. It is the same Christ who sanctified his own. St. John Chrysostom died 407.
What then? Do we not offer every day? Certainly we offer. We make remembrance of his death, and this remembrance is one, not many. How is it one and not many? Because the sacrifice was offered once, as was true in the Holy of Holies. This sacrifice is a figure of the former, and this is a remembrance of that. For we always offer the same, not one today, another tomorrow, but always the same, wherefore the sacrifice is one. St. John Chrysostom died A.D. 407, Homily 17.
The majority, it is true, of those who are not very sensibly minded propose to be content with escaping hell. But I say that a far more severe punishment than hell is exclusion from the glory of the other world. And I think that one who has failed to reach it ought not to sorrow so much over the miseries of hell as over his rejection from heaven. For this alone is more dreadful than all other things in respect of punishment. St. John Chrysostom died AD 407, 2 winters to Theodore after his fall.
For his word cannot deceive, but our senses are easily beguiled. His word never failed, but our senses in most things go wrong. Since then, the word says, "This is my body." Let both be persuaded and believe, and look at it with the eyes of the mind. Consider with what sort of honor you were honored, of what sort of table you are partaking, that when the angels behold, they tremble, and dare not so much as look up at it without awe, on account of the brightness that comes thence, with which we are fed. With this we are commingled, and we are made one body and one flesh with Christ. Let us then come back from that table like lions, breathing fire, thus becoming terrifying to the devil. St. John Chrysostom, circa AD 350.